If you're thinking about buying a home in Irvine, there's a good chance that you've kind of nitpicked and looked at all of the amazing thousands of things about moving to Irvine, which is good because you want to know all of the good. And there's, like I said, thousands of things that are beneficial about living in Irvine. But you also want to understand the not so good things. And today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 things that you need to know before moving here that aren't the things that you're going to read in the articles about how great it is living here. But first, I am a realtor here in Irvine, so if you are looking to buy, rent, or sell after this video, make sure you reach out to me. All my information will be in the description below. I'll also put my number right here to make it easy to give me a quick text or call. But now we'll get back into the video. Number 1 is the Melrose tax. Now, the basic idea, elevator pitch, is you're going to normally pay roughly 1 to 2% in taxes on a normal home. But if you have a Melrose, that can add another 1 to 2% roughly. So you might have possibly double the amount of taxes living in Irvine than you would in any other community. Now, if you're falling on a budget or you're having really tight kind of payments with the home that you're looking to buy, you want to make sure you factor this in, or else it could be a really rude awakening when you actually purchase that home. Number 2 is not all HOAs are created equal. Now, pretty much everywhere except for a couple sub-communities in Irvine, you're going to have an HOA, even for the single-family detached homes. Now, with some of these HOAs, they're low price and you get a lot of value. Pools, spas, gyms, all of the great things. But sometimes you'll have HOAs that are $500 to $1,000 and you get similar things, pool, spa, maintenance, but the amount that you're spending a month in the HOA doesn't really reflect what you're getting. So you want to make sure before you buy either a home or condo or townhome, you want to see how much that HOA cost is and if it's worth it for you to purchase this home. Number 3, square footage can be very creative. Irvine, in most case scenarios, has smaller lots, even for the single family homes. So you're going to have either a lot of house, a little yard, or a good amount of yard or a little house. And also a lot of the homes and condos have a little bit smaller of a square footage. So you're going to have a lot of, creativity with, loft style condos. You're going to have, 3-bed homes under 1,200 square feet to kind of fit in those rooms for, being able to be next to the schools district and have all your kids. So you're going to find layouts and floor plans that maybe aren't as big or as flowy as you'd be expecting. Number 4, your commute can either be 15 minutes or 45, and sometimes it can kind of change with the wind. So the basic idea is living in Irvine, you can kind of get across all of Irvine. It's a really big city, so it sounds bad, but you can get across Irvine in 20 to 30 minutes. But with traffic, that might take 45 minutes to an hour. So if you're working, let's say you live in Great Park and you live in the Irvine Business District. No traffic, 15, 20 minutes. Traffic, 45, 50 minutes. So you want to be able to plan for it and you'll get used to it. But if you're someone who absolutely hates traffic, it might be something to consider when you're planning on living somewhere that's maybe not adjacent or close to where you're working. And number 5 is Irvine isn't all buzz. When you hear about Irvine, you're probably going to see a lot of Great Park where there's this new big community with all of these, things to do and thousands of things and building and billions of dollars bigger than Central Park. And you have the Irvine Business District where it's right next to John Wayne with the high rises. But 80% of the time, Irvine is going to be more of a sleepy kind of suburban community. So if you're looking for, the razzle dazzle, 1,000 things to do, 1,000 miles a minute, you can go to the Irvine Business District and get a little bit of that. You can go to Great Park and feel a part of a, moving community. But other than that, you're definitely going to have a slower paced life than you would on average somewhere in Southern California. But there are 1,000 reasons why Irvine is so great. The weather's fantastic. It's one of the safest cities in the entire nation. Depending on where you are, you're roughly 20 minutes to the beach. Some of the schools are some of the best in the entire nation. It really has everything. There's a couple things, like I mentioned, that maybe aren't so great, but when you stack it up in comparison to the huge amount of positives living here is absolutely worth it. But that's the video. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. Make sure you check out every single Friday. I release a new video detailing the benefits of homeownership and how to buy a home. So if you like this video and you like to learn more a little bit about real estate, make sure you subscribe. But as always, thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Talk soon.